Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about losing weight and keeping your blood sugar at a good even keel, and some other ideas and really good tips to follow along, especially if you've been diagnosed recently with diabetes, or if you have had issues with up and down weight and you're up and down in the blood sugar. So anytime you're over 180, that's not good. You want to try to keep it down below 180. So best things to do, we'll start off with calories. Most of the time when you go to the doctor says, well, just cut back on your beans and your rice and your potatoes and your breads, and all should be good. That's more than just that. I'm sorry to say. You have to be very diligent in what you're doing. This is going to take some time and effort for you to be able to find your right groove, is what I like to say. Whenever you are at a caloric intake that is way more than what you need, that's when you start gaining weight. So, best thing to do is just get a free calorie and carb app on your phone. There's a bunch of free ones that are on Play Store, our iPhone store, and the Play Store. I like using Carb Manager. Carb Manager is really good. It has everything in the library you can think of. If you want some more bells and whistles, you can buy the subscription for the Premiere. But I just used the free one. It works great and does everything that I need it to do. So let's start off with this. If you are obese or need to lose good 15, 20 pounds, best thing to do is to see what your caloric intake is before starting to reduce it. So some people will be surprised it'll be about 23, between 1800 and 23 calories per day. And if you're that high, drop it down 2 to 300 calories and see where you go from there for about 2 to 3 weeks and see how things are going. If you're starting to feel a little better and starting to feel a little looser in the clothes, and you don't want to lose it real fast, so you just want to lose 2 to 3 pounds in 2 to 3 weeks, you're doing really, really well. Um, the biggest problem is that if some people will be at 2300, then they want to drop down to 1500 or 1200 calories. That is too much of a gap. And what happens with that, the body kind of goes into a stress mode because it's not used to being that low in the caloric intake. So then it starts creating stress, which in turn creates cortisol, which in turn creates more fat. So you want to reduce that stress level by just dropping 2 to 300 calories for 2 to 3 weeks. If you don't see any difference, drop it again, another 2 to 300, and see where you are from there. Biggest problem I have found that people also do not like to watch what they do as far as what they're eating. Go ahead and eat a good apple and or watermelon. Believe it or not, with the calories of a watermelon, you can eat 3 times the amount of one small half of a candy bar, and you'll be full and feel better. When I talk about carbohydrates, the rule of thumb is to stick between 60 to 80 carbohydrates per meal. And when you do this, you should be able to keep your blood sugar at a good less spike, and it should keep you sustained until the next meal. When you have fiber in front of those sugars that you're eating, say you're having a meal and you are deciding you want to eat a potato, have broccoli or another dark green that is high in fiber, eat that first and then go on to your potatoes and everything else. That fiber will go ahead of the sugars and everything that you eat and will be able to digest those sugars at a slower rate. When you digest at a slower rate, your blood sugar will stay at a nice even nice even line instead of going in a big spike and then coming back. So that's a very important thing. You want at least 14 grams per 1,000 calories that you are eating per day. So if you're having a 1,500 calorie diet, have 21 grams of fiber with your incorporated into your meals. So that's like 7 to 8 grams per meal. Another thing is your fats. Stay in the good fats. Avocados have the omega-3 fatty acids. Anything that has omega-3 fatty acids, your fish, shrimp, anything, seafood. Poultry, a really good source of protein, and and ground beef is also a good source of protein, but stay low fat. 90-10 is the best way to go if you feel like you want something like a good hamburger or something of that nature. It is a little drier, but it's not as bad as getting excess fat. Because as a diabetic, you also have issues with triglycerides and your cholesterols being much higher because you don't digest them properly. So stick with that. And the other thing is protein. Protein is a great source, especially if you like to work out or like to do a lot of fitness of any sort. Even walking is good, and it's great for the muscles. So I always say for every pound that you weigh, you should have 1 gram of protein. So I weigh 215 pounds, so I try to intake at least 215 grams per day of protein. So those Premier shakes or the protein shakes that are like 30 grams, they only have 1 gram of net carb, and they're wonderful to have as just a nice quick pick-me-up if you need something. So anyway, I can't stress enough to not be stressed, and try to meditate and pray if you need to, just kind of help bring your body and your emotions down to keep it more manageable. And please don't try to do anything drastic, like cutting your calories way down or below, or try to go keto. Keto is all good, but it also will drag your energy down, especially if you are going to be doing fitness training. Or I do also like the intermittent fasting, but please watch your blood sugar whenever you're doing this. When you do a 16-hour fast or even an 8-hour fast, that also counts your time when you're sleeping. So if you sleep for 8 hours, you're good. So try not to eat anything past 8 p.m. as well. It's another tip I just thought of. So anyway, hope you guys have a great time. If you have any questions, or if you are concerned about anything, or if you really just need somebody to talk to, feel free to send me a message or PM me on my Facebook or even on my YouTube message. I'll be happy to reply, and maybe we can come up with a solution that might fit your needs a little bit more. This is kind of more of a generic, all around, should one size fit all video. So if you need some extra fine tuning here and there, I'm more than happy to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you like what I have, don't hesitate to hit the follow button or anything, or my like button, and follow me on my Facebook. So until next time, hope you all have a great, blessed day, and I will talk to you all soon. Nurse Dave out.